Yeah. So then that part where Thor says, like, I knew it. It's like
Mhm.
he's like speaking for all of us.
Right.
Like we all knew that he is worthy, that he's got to be worthy. And and so that then you see him like twirling it and doing tricks with his shield and the hammer, and then like shooting lightning bolts with it, and the audience just loved it. They found it so inspiring, and I think again it's because it's a validation and of his upstanding decency, and there people also love Tony Stark and Iron Man, and he's a totally different character. He's much more flawed,
Mhm.
and what we love about seeing him is seeing him redeem himself and seeing him grow. But again, that's not the only kind of character. That the Captain America character makes for really good storytelling too.
Right. So I'm glad you put it that way, because that's what I was going to say. Where I do eventually want to go with this is to say, I think the mistake that the DC writers were making is they were trying to make Superman follow the pattern. Like, they looked at the success of the Iron Man movies and were like, oh, we got to have characters like that, not realizing, no, Captain America is the model for Superman. Batman is the model for, or Iron Man's the model for Batman, if you were going to go that way. You know what I mean? Like the brooding. I mean, besides the other obvious similarities of, billionaires who, build cool stuff to enhance their, the fact that they're just normal humans.
Mm.
And so, yeah, that's if you want to make the analogy. So the point being that it's true, a character who's brooding and, morally dubious, and, because Batman does stuff like, Batman does things that Superman wouldn't do.
Yeah.
And so, and you could say, well, partly because he has to, because he's not as strong as Superman, but also, just whatever his background. So yes, they're right that a character like that will work. But the point is, you don't do that with Superman. Just like if Captain America all of a sudden started swearing and got hammered and stuff like that, meaning drinking, not using Thor's hammer, that it wouldn't be like, oh, this is a side of Cap we've never seen. How interesting. It would be like, no, that's not who Captain America is. What the heck are they doing?
Right.
Okay, so a couple other things I want to say is, I think, how do you feel about, given the way you're saying how the character works, I think it's really important that Captain America's iconic tool is a shield, as opposed to like a powerful gun or something. Like I think that that makes him more. So it's not that he never kills somebody, and I'm sure he probably killed a bunch of Nazis in the World War II versions, but you get what I'm saying? Like it's more like he's less like, everybody can be like, oh, how could you not like the guy? Like when he goes into battle, it's mostly with a shield to like protect against enemy onslaught.
Yeah, I think there is something about that symbolism. Like Superman's S looks like a shield.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's something about that shape that conveys solidity and strength, but it also conveys protection, and as opposed to aggression and just just wanting to waste people.
Right, and what he does, so his character, when he's like, I could do this all day, whether he's a little pipsqueak or Captain America standing up against Thanos when he thought it was just him. Like he was the only one left to protect Earth from him. And he just gets up, his shield's broken and he's all grimy. But his point is, no, I'm always going to stand until I'm dead. I will always stand like firm to absorb the onslaught. Like that's what he does.
Right. And that's why, like, another scene that he stole was that scene, because, then when it seems that all hope is lost, that his shield is broken, he's the last man standing, it's him against Thanos's entire army just marching towards him, but he still doesn't give up. He still just does what's right, and he just marches forward, even though that it seems like it's a lost cause. And then all of a sudden he hears this faint voice in his earpiece, and it's Falcon. It's his ally, who had who's like a whole bunch of heroes had basically been like resurrected, and and then you see like basically like a cavalry charge of like, you know, his friend, and then just a whole army of like all the Avengers and all these superheroes from all the Marvel movies coming out of these portals and backing him up. And so again, it's like it's such an awesome, thrilling validation of his stalwart insistence on doing what's right, no matter the consequences, that it being, just it being validated as being the wise course of action, because, you know, all these people that he's inspired, have gotten his back and have saved him. And yeah, that was just another part of the movie that those two parts of the movie probably got like the biggest cheers of the whole end game. Yeah.
While you're talking about that, I have to note, why didn't Doctor Strange have those portals open up behind the enemy lines? Like,
that's a good point.
I mean, you know, far be it from me. I mean, maybe he looked at all the different scenarios and thought, oh no, we'd be shooting at each other. Or so I don't know, but just seems to me, just throw that out there.